finally, the last time I was here is in May with Tommy Toon World. I can already see him in the chat. It was the kickoff of the Disneyland 70th. It wasn't the actual birthday. The actual birthday is tomorrow, where they're going to be debuting the Walt animatronic, which we're all dying to see. It's going to be nuts. But let me show you guys something real quick. This is currently what it looks like in Main Street, USA. We're going to go take a look at that marquee sign in person, but I just want to bring this up. The Emporium right there, I tell you what, it was Armageddon trying to get in there and get that interactive key for the Disneyland 70th different areas. It was nuts. Hey David, what's up? What's up? What's up? But we're gonna go take a look at this sign right now, because I'm gonna try to get the 7 a.m. booking for tomorrow. Me, George, OG, a whole bunch of us. My day's going okay. My day's going okay. I worked this morning and I drove right from work to come here. So I'm gonna be here tonight, or well, obviously right now. And then I'm also gonna be here tomorrow. And I'm gonna be at DCA a little bit on Friday. But I'm not staying at DCA very long because I gotta go back to work, because we're doing inventory this week, or this weekend at Costco. So I gotta go deal with that. But let me turn the camera around so you guys can see the marquee sign. This is what the marquee sign looks like. And I have to tell you guys, in person, it absolutely looks incredible. What do you guys think? It looks incredible, guys. I'm absolutely loving this sign. It's beautiful. And then let's go look at some of the other signs they got here. I like this. This is a cool one right here. Disneyland Opera House presents Walt Disney, A Magical Life. On stage and screen. Hey Jacob, don't miss this dramatic presentation of Walt Disney. Wow, crazy. And then off to the, over there, they got Minnie Mouse meeting guests, so that's kind of cool. And then look at the sign right here. This is where we're going to be tomorrow. I cannot wait, guys. It's going to be pandemonium right through those doors. I don't know who I would want to have as the next cast for How You Train Your Dragon. I'm not sure, but I'm sure whoever they decide to choose, it's going to be a great cast no matter what. Wow, this is awesome. I cannot wait. Hey Justin, what's up, man? Good to see you. I know, Justin, you've been asking me to go on a live stream at Amusement Park Pirates, and I know that Tommy Toon World's been on your show twice. I'm trying to fit in my schedule so I could come on a live stream. I've been meaning to, and I just been busy with work, busy with my own channel, just busy in life. So I definitely will try to make that promise true about getting on your live stream, because I definitely want to do it with you again. So, oh, your stickers arrived today. Oh, great, Jacob. That's awesome. That's awesome. And then here's another thing I want to see, and I guess they have it open, so we're going to go take a look in there. But they changed the marquee sign for the Main Street. Oh, Jacob, sorry. Justin, I'm glad the stickers came through. Sorry, I don't know why I had Jacob in my mind for some stupid reason. Main Street Cinema, so much that we share a tribute to the Sherman brothers. Man, that's amazing. I'm gonna walk in there and see what this is all about. But before we do, let's take a look at this. It says, "It's a small world after all." When a songwriter, Richard and Robert Sherman, wrote "It's a Small World" for Walt Disney, little did they know that this, an optimistic message for the world peace, would... Oh, 10th anniversary, Justin. Congratulations on that. Wow. And just so you guys know, that this is an interactive thing with the magic bands for the Disneyland Semnius, so you can interact with that. But I don't want to get too deep, obviously, but that's kind of cool. Wow, that's pretty awesome. I don't want to disturb the families that are going in there, but that's pretty cool. I'll definitely have to go check it out later, maybe shoot a little short of that in there. But there's families hanging out in there, and I want to respect their privacy. But I want to ask you guys. How's everyone doing today in the chat? How's everyone surviving either the heat or the cold, wherever you might be? And you're going to Florida next year in April to the theme park versus, okay. Well, I got some news. If you guys haven't heard, in March, next March, or this coming March, I'm actually going to be going my first time to Orlando, and it's my very first time going to Orlando. The only time I've been to Florida and Orlando was literally not even a full day trip, and I got on a Caribbean cruise with my family, and that's the only time I was in Orlando, and that was like 15, almost 20 years ago. So yeah, that was the last time I was there. Yeah, I heard, I keep hearing from everybody that the humidity is horrendous, but you know, out here in California, as much as I love California, as much as the next guy, I don't know. California is getting a little too expensive, and I know a good friend of the channel, Dylan from Theme Park Obsession, he's planning on moving out there next year, if not at the end of this year, and I might follow in his footsteps, you know, a couple years down the road, because California is just getting out of control with, you know, prices and all that stuff. So I don't know, but we'll see. But going back to what I was saying, in March, I will be going to multiple theme parks. Epic Universe. Jacob says, what's your favorite ride to ride at Disneyland as a kid? Well, as a kid and even an adult, my favorite ride has to be Indiana Jones. I love Indiana Jones. I love Harrison Ford. So Indiana Jones would be my top ride, whether I was a kid back in the day or even now. It would definitely be Indiana Jones. But back to what I was saying though, when I'm in Orlando and I'm going to be out there for 2 weeks, that's the plan. I'm going to hit Epic Universe. I'm going to hit Epcot, Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Islands of Adventure, the Studio Park for Universal. I think even the Studio Park for Walt Disney World. So it's going to be really interesting, and I'm probably going to be dying in the humidity because I'm not used to it. But again, I'm forcing myself to do this because I want my body to get used to the humidity, so that way when I move out there eventually, it won't feel so bad. So we shall see. But I'm in Tomorrowland right now. That's probably why it's so freaking loud. I'm just walking around, and as many of the content creators that are out there in the theme park space, I want to show you guys something real quick.
Greetings, Tomorrowland.
Look at how busy Tomorrowland is. This is nuts. This is nuts. Tomorrowland is one of the busiest lands inside the Disneyland Resort, but yet it has the most attractions that are abandoned. Insane. I don't get it. And then just a little programming note. Since I've been monetized on the channel, if you want to show your support, definitely like and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on my social medias. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Blue Sky at ThemeParkConductor. You can find me on X at ThemeConductor. And during any live stream, doesn't have to be Conductor Sunday live stream, Doesn't have to be a Pacific live stream. It could be any live stream. You can send super chats, and it definitely helps me out as the channel grows. Just to let you guys know, but I'm going to catch up on some of these comments here because you guys are rapid firing here. Dave says, how's Tommy, Toon World conductor? He's doing well. He's doing well. He's super excited to be out here. He's going to actually come out back to Cali, or back to Southern California, I think next month. For George's birthday, we're going to be doing some other stuff with George from Citrico Central. So he's excited. And then we're going to be doing Horror Unleashed in Las Vegas. Then we're going to be doing HHN in Los Angeles. So he's excited. Jacob Weller says, intense. I'm planning to go to Epic Universe and Universal mostly, maybe a couple days at Disney. Have you made stickers for your channel before? No, I have not. It's kind of like one of those, I've been meaning to. I do have a membership, but I've been meaning to make stickers, but it's kind of hard for me, but I've been meaning to, all honesty. But I want to show you guys something. Obviously they have the stage closed, but just yesterday or the day before, they had the cast of Freakier Friday here. They had Jamie Lee Curtis here, and man, I tell you what, I would have loved to meet Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm a big fan, especially for her doing the Freaky Friday movies. Now this is the second installation with Lindsay Lohan. She has done obviously Halloween, which she played Laurie Strode in multiple Halloween movies. She also, because I'm also a huge Mark Harmon fan, she did several episodes with Mark Harmon on NCIS. So I'm a huge fan with both actor and actresses, Mark Harmon and Jamie Lee Curtis. God, I wish I would have been here. I would have loved to take a selfie with her, or at least take a picture from a distance. But sad I missed it, but I had to work. Work comes first. I can't just disappear from work whenever I feel like I would love to, but it's not how it works around here. But I want to show you guys something. This was not here when I was here back in May for the kickoff of the Disneyland 70th anniversary. It's the Tomorrowland interactive Magic Band experience. This was delayed for God knows how long, and they just put it in Tomorrowland not too long ago. So we're gonna go test it out and see what it does. So let's go see real quick. I'm gonna go test it out real quick. There we go. So this is what it looks like. I'm gonna do this real quick. That's pretty cool. Makes little car sounds. You know something? I really wish that if it wouldn't give you like a ticket or something like the other booths did, and it really didn't. It just makes sound effects. That's kind of. Oh, never mind. Hold on. Oh, whoa. Okay. There's like multiple tickets. So let me go over here real quick so you guys can see it. I didn't even know it does print one out. So I got two, so one for Tommy. But this is what it says. Driver is being cited for tire screeching. Oh, you could get different ones. Well, I'm not a Club 33 member, so I don't know why. But here's one right here. Driver is being cited for speeding. Valued magic key holder. And this is what the front of it looks like. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I like that. So I'm probably gonna keep both. That's cool. I didn't even know it gives out cards, quite frankly. That's pretty awesome that it gave out cards. And shout out to our top fans in the chat. David's in the lead right now. Justin's right behind, and then we got Jacob Willard. Top 3 people in the chat making comments. Shout out to you 3. Man, I wasn't expecting to have this many people in the chat. I'm extremely grateful for that. You guys are awesome. I gotta do these live streams in the parks more. Universal's a little tough because somehow I get copyrighted every single time, which kind of is a downfall, but you know, it's just what it is. Hold on one second, guys. I'm gonna try to put these cards somewhere safe so they don't get okay, there we go. Yeah, I know, cool card, huh? I didn't even think the Autopian stop gave you a card because I never saw anyone post it. So that's very cool. I'm gonna add it to my collection because I have the other cards at home. Peter, great to see you, Peter. Giant Peter shows in the house. I love it. But I think we're walking next to Matterhorn right now, and it looks like the construction walls are down. So that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome, guys. I'm super excited to get my back readjusted because I think it can use some adjusting. So I'm glad the Matterhorn's coming back online. So that way I don't have to pay a chiropractor. I could just ride this once or twice and I'll get my back tweaked. That's a little joke because everyone complains all the time that it is a pretty rough ride. But then again, the Matterhorn's been here since the very beginning. It has the old style tracks and whatnot, so I'm not surprised by that at all. We're gonna walk towards Main Street, and we're gonna head to Frontierland, and we're gonna go take a look at our Rivers of America because we still have one. Jacob Willer says, Toontown awesome. The only part I didn't like was that kind of sucks. You know, it's kind of terrible that we have that in this park because one of the things I can say that I've personally seen is that people are very, I want to say disrespectful, but they're not respectful of others and the park. It's like we're all trying to enjoy the park, and you sit there and you leave your trash, you leave something disgusting like that around. It's just, it ruins the magic for everybody. You know, I kind of wish people had a little more respect when it came to that, because you're absolutely right. I like going in the Toontown and riding Mickey's Runaway Railway as much as the next person, but you know, I really honestly can't stand when that stuff happens. I just want to give you a quick shot real quick of the marquee and the wonderful, beautiful castle here. Absolutely beautiful. But yeah, like I was saying though, if everyone could just be respectful while you're in the park and, you know, clean up after yourselves. There's plenty of trash cans all around. All it takes is a few steps and you just throw it away. No, I don't see what's so hard about that because it keeps the park nice and it lets people enjoy the park as well. And then one of the things I just want to bring up, since we're talking about people, you know, being respectful to others. Yeah, David, they are interesting cards, so I'm glad I got them. But since we're talking about respect for a second, as we're walking into Adventureland, I just wanted to point out, whenever we do live streams, and obviously the Walt animatronic for the Walt Disney Magical Life show is debuting tomorrow, and there's a lot of mixed emotions. You know, I just want to get that clear and out of the way. There's a lot of mixed emotions about it, and I have to tell you guys, if you have comments, we welcome comments, but please, I ask you with the utmost respect, please be respectful. Don't sit there and bash people. Don't sit there and attack people. That's not what it's about. It's about enjoying the moment enjoying what Imagineer brought to life. And they did a wonderful thing. They brought Walt Disney to life, basically. They brought him back as an animatronic. Yeah, we've heard it from the family. We've heard it from many people. Even himself said, I don't want to be an animatronic, but it happened. So, Jacob Willer says, my favorite Universal Studios ride is Secret Life of Pets. I agree. Secret Life of Pets is awesome, but I'm 6'3", 6'4", and it was funny when I was here at Disneyland for the 70th in May. It's funny because OG saw me for the very first time in person, and he said, "Oh my God, you're ginormous." And I'm pretty tall. I'm 6'3", 6'4", and it's hard to fit in that ride vehicle sometimes at Universal. Justin says, "Well said, conductor, and especially no defamation. Also, someone tried to do that to me a few times, but well, see that's the thing. That's the thing. I welcome all comments. Don't get me wrong. I welcome all comments, but please, I urge you to be respectful. That's all I ask. That's all I ask." Davis said the Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift is almost done with the testing. I saw that, and then I also saw there was a construction accident on the retaining wall behind the Mummy. So I hope the worker driving that construction vehicle is okay. I hope anyone that might have been involved is okay. So hopefully, everyone's okay, because I would hate for someone to be hurt. But on that note, I'm not going to get too far into it because we're at Disneyland. But few people were saying online that it's going to delay construction of that wall. So, because they probably will have to do an investigation. So that's going to kind of throw a monkey wrench into it. But, things happen. Things happen. But let's take a look at our rivers of America here. Man, how beautiful is our rivers. I'm sad that Magic Kingdom lost theirs. I really hope the Cars Land that they're building is not horrible. It looks fun, but I really hope that it's not going to be horrible. Oh, Jacob says the Mummy and Harry Potter are pretty intense. Yeah, they're pretty intense. I would agree with that. We got some cast members going on the boat over here, probably to clear the island because they're getting ready for the show, Fantasmic. But I don't know, because there's a whole bunch of them all of a sudden. But we're gonna walk over here for a second. Obviously, Pirates is pretty busy. I don't have a second phone to look at the wait times, but I'm sure it says 25 minutes standby queue, which is pretty interesting because in a way, Pirates had the Lightning Lane, and the only reason they added the Lightning Lane to Pirates was because they had the Haunted Mansion closed down for almost like 8 months. I think it felt like 8 months. I don't know if that's the exact number, but it was a very long time. So they added Lightning Lane to Pirates temporarily, and they just the other day removed it. So pretty interesting that they did that. But right now, you could probably tell I'm walking through New Orleans Square right now, walking in the back area by Bayou Country, and just trying to get through the crowds here. It's pretty busy in this little tiny area. But, I want to hear from you guys though. What skepticism, and I mean respectful skepticism, do you have about the Walt animatronic? Post in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And then why I wait for your comments, we're gonna walk in here. This is the Crystal Shop in next to Club 33. I love coming in here. Some really cool figures. Got Pinocchio. I love coming in here. It's so awesome. Look at that. Damn. That's pretty impressive. Very, very cool. Oh, they have a guitar. I didn't see that. That's pretty cool. Got the Disney princesses here. Well, that 70th one is pretty cool. I like that. Oh, they got Steamboat Willie. I love Steamboat Willie. Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. Jack the Skeleton. I love him. Look at this stuff right here. I know, right? Look at that, Aladdin and Jasmine. And they got a bunch of this Disneyland 70th. Wow, very cool, guys. I think these are exclusive coins, too. But let's continue. So, like I said, you know, things are going on. The Rivers of America and Magic Kingdom is gone. I know it's been talked about to death already, but is everyone sad that the Rivers is gone in Magic Kingdom, or do some of you feel like you're glad it's gone? And I'm talking about more of my audience that's watching that has been to Walt Disney World or maybe not. Jacob Willard says, oh my, it looks so cool. I'd break them if I was handed those, though, if I'm being honest. Oh, you're talking about the glass figurines. Yeah. Usually, if I got anything like that, they would be in my safe. You know, I have a little safe at home, and I don't really play with them. I buy them, I keep them safe until I get home. They go into my little safe, and that's about it. But speaking of the Liberty Bell, which is now extinct at Magic Kingdom, look what I spotted out in the distance. There's our beautiful Mark Twain. I love it. Absolutely love it. And, you know, it's interesting to me that they closed the Rivers of America in Magic Kingdom. It makes me wonder, though, because they said about the Liberty Bell, which is like almost like a clone of the Mark Twain that you just saw on camera. It makes me wonder when they say, oh, we're going to dismantle it. Does that mean personally that they're going to dismantle it and ditch it somewhere in the woods and let it rot? Or are they going to dismantle it and then transport it somewhere and rebuild it? Well, the Mark Twain is still here. The Mark Twain is here at Disneyland. The sister ship is in Walt Disney World. That's the Liberty Bell. That's the sister to the Mark Twain. You know, it's interesting. I don't know why Tomorrowland stays so busy. It's freaking insane. I don't understand it. I really don't. The land that has the most abandoned attractions, but yet it's busy. I don't understand that. I really honestly don't. I don't get it. But I think Disney and Josh Tomorrow needs to do something with Tomorrowland. I know it's being the dead horse because a lot of people want something to happen with Tomorrowland, and they keep pushing it aside and pushing it and pushing and pushing. I don't know why, but something needs to happen. I don't know what, but something does. But the fact that it's so busy is insane. I don't get it. But going back to the Rivers, the Liberty Bell, I suggested on my live stream, on Conductor Sunday live stream, and also on George's Citrico Central live stream, which me and Tommy for the very first time were a part of, which I'm so blessed and happy that George invited me and Tommy to do so. We talked about it, And I said, well, what, with the Liberty Bell, which is, again, a sister of the Mark Twain that's here in Disneyland at our Rivers of America, it really makes me wonder if maybe they dismantle it like in pieces and then they rebuild it maybe to be a permanent installation at the Walt Family Museum in San Francisco, or, and again, I don't think this option even has any percent of a credibility, but they could bring it here to Disneyland. How they would do it, I have no idea. You know, I agree with you, Jacob. They should make it a museum. Or what I was talking to George about is, you know, because there's canals that the hotels out there in Walt Disney World use to get to, you know, Walt Disney World. So there's hotels surrounding the resort. And I forgot what they call the canal. I forgot the name. If anyone knows in the chat, post it in the chat. But they used like little ferries to go between the hotel and the Walt Disney World. And what's got me very interested is, could they use the Liberty Bell and have it on the canal and use it as like a dining package? So when the fireworks shoot off at Magic Kingdom at the you know, above Cinderella's castle out there, could they have like a dining experience on the Liberty Bell? And you know, you pay an experience, and you're basically eating on the Liberty Bell while watching the fireworks. So I think that would be pretty cool. Who knows? They could do that, but and that personally for me, since Disney likes making money, what it seems like to me at least, that would be a perfect way to sit there and make money. You know, repurpose it and make it like a dining package experience. Why not? You could easily do that. And, you know, it would cost a little bit to retrofit the Liberty Bell, but not as much as it would just to get rid of it and throw it in some wooded area and let it rot. I don't think that's appropriate. But we'll see. We'll see. Who knows what they'll do? Because surprising or not, Disney, they definitely pull some rabbits out of the hat. I don't know why. I don't know why they do some of the things they do, but they do. And it's just, we all have to live with it. You know, it's not the greatest thing, but, you know, who knows? Yeah, so basically you would ride the Liberty Bell. It would be on the canal. You would have dinner, and then right for the fireworks start, so it would be like a dining / dessert package. So you'd have you know, dinner on the canal, and then you would have dessert. And as you're having dessert, you can watch the fireworks. Why not? They could easily do that and make a dining dessert package, and you could sell it for like $150, $200 a person. I'm not trying to give Disney ideas, but but if they want to make money, you know, why not? I don't see what the problem is. They could easily do that. Why not? So who knows? Who knows? But let's take a look right now. There's Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Crazy, as usual. I haven't been on Tiana. Well, actually, I lied. I have been on Tiana's once. I haven't been back since. It's kind of later in the day, so I don't want to ride it and get soaking wet and be wet all night. I don't want to do that. Maybe tomorrow I'll try to, you know, get with George and OG and maybe we'll ride it. But I don't want to ride it right now. It's starting to get dark, and yeah, I don't want to deal with that. But you know, oh, the race shop. Let's take a look since I'm right here. Let's take a look. Let me turn the camera around for you guys. Well, status report. raised berets. The roof is green as could be. No dead, well, maybe a dead spot right there, maybe. I don't know for sure, but maybe it's just the sunlight hitting it, but it looks green. I'm not gonna lie, it looks green, so that's good. That's pretty good. So it's not dead, not like it was before, because it looked pretty bad. It did not look good at all. It looked pretty like ugly. Oh man, that air conditioning feels nice. But I'm just hanging out in the raised beret shop for just a second. You know what? I want to see if they have any Disney pens. You know, like the ones we've been seeing online. I wonder if they have them. Let's take a look real quick. Turn the camera around real quick. I don't think I see them yet. They might be at the Emporium, so I might have to go back on Main Street and go check them out. But yeah, I don't see them. But I like this, you know, interactive windows in here. That's pretty cool. Look at that. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome that they do that. Shout out to Imagineering for doing that. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty awesome. But we're gonna head towards Star Wars Galaxy's Edge real quick and check out what's going on out there. Like I said, I don't think anything Disney 70th related is gonna happen in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. It's basically gonna be at the Main Street Opera House. It's gonna be at that theater that we saw, and it's a small world because there's going to be a final verse from Richard Sherman that he composed before he sadly passed away. So me, George, and many others are going to experience that for sure. Jacob Weller said, "Oh, so awesome! It's bringing me to tear to see that shop doing well." Yeah, it's doing well. You know, like I said, the roof doesn't look dead, so that's a good start. Because I know for a while there, it didn't look too well. It looked like it was sick, and that's just the best way of putting it. It looks sick to me. But yeah, so you know, as we're you know talking before we get in the Galaxy's Edge, one thing I hope with the rivers they do, all the broken effects that's on the river are on Tom Sawyer's Island. I really hope they fix it. I really hope they fix it, because I can't imagine it would cost that much to fix it, because there's a lot of broken effects on there, and it's kind of sad in a way. But then again, I don't think our Tom Sawyer's Island is going anywhere anytime soon, which I really hope not, because Walt Disney has a personal connection to our version of Tom Sawyer's Island. He had multiple parties entertaining special guests, dignitaries, and so much more. I think they even had, I could be wrong, I think they even had Walt's wedding anniversary, or yeah, Walt's wedding or some type of ceremony to celebrate on that island. They've had picnics on that island. So, and just the other day, Walt and Lillian, his wife, just celebrated their 100th wedding anniversary. Obviously, they're dead, but their 100th wedding anniversary. Crazy. And Lillian on Main Street got a window finally. And we talked about it on Conductor Sunday live stream. And we talked about it, and I said, why did it take so long for Lillian to get a window? Crazy. But Jacob Weller says they should do Stitch and Tiki Room like they did in Japan. I don't know. They might do it in our Tiki Room, but I don't know. It's a catch-22, because do we really honestly want to start copying other parks? Because it was kind of, in a way, it was kind of bad that we copied that Star Wars Galaxy's Edge was basically copy and pasted from here to Walt Disney World, or vice versa. I can't remember, but it was pretty bad that we copied each other. I don't know why we did that, because it's like, you know, people from Walt Disney World that come out here to Disneyland, they don't really spend a lot of time in our Galaxy's Edge, and then vice versa. People that are Disneyland residents, I'm calling us Disneyland residents because we go to this park so much. When we go over the Magic Kingdom, we don't go see Star Wars Galaxy's Edge because it's the exact same thing. It's stupid. Why would we do that? That doesn't even make any sense. But who knows why, again, who knows why Disney does what they do. We just, oh, I just want to see it real quick. There's Ray. I'm not getting a close zoom because I don't want to, have any privacy problems, but that's cool that Ray's out. But yeah, it's there's no reason to sit there, and when I go out to Magic Kingdom in March, there's no reason I'm going to be rushing the Galaxy's Edge. If I happen to run into it, I run into it, but I think that's at their studio park, so it's not like I'm dying to go see it. So it's not non-important. But yeah, the blue Qatar was pretty cool. But walking in the market right now, pretty cool stuff. Yeah, I bet it's tiny. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, she is a cool character, the me in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. She's a lot of fun just to say hello and whatnot. I've seen Mandalorian walking around here, Boba Fett. I've pretty much seen them all roaming around here. One thing I would love to see in this section of the park, and I know it kind of goes back and forth, is I would like to see Darth Vader come here. It's like, why not? Why keep him in Tomorrowland? It's almost like he's getting punished or something. It's weird. I would love to see Darth Vader come to this land. Yeah, Kylo's roaming around. He's actually, it was actually kind of funny because Kylo came, the first time I saw him, he came up to me because I was filming. And he got right up to me. He's like, "You rebel spy." I'm like, "I'm not a rebel spy. What are you talking about?" He's like, Are you filming our area for future plans to destroy the Death Star? I'm like, what? Where'd you come up with that line, Death Star? That's something Darth Vader would say. He's like, "I've seen no Darth Vader. I own this land." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then the stormtroopers came out. I'm like, "Damn." I'm getting honed in on this. It was pretty funny. I don't think I ever premiered that video. I think I lost it because I filmed it years ago, and this was before COVID happened. So I think I lost that video, unfortunately, but it was pretty funny. But speaking of Kylo Ren, in general, there's this ship right there. But we're gonna head towards Main Street, USA, because I want to check out the Emporium. I want to check out the museum next to next to the Opera House. But since we're about halfway, 3/4 of the way through this live stream, because I'm probably going to be live for another 20, 25, maybe 30 minutes tops. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on my social media so you never miss any theme park conductor updates, including Conductor Sunday live stream every Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where it's either me solo or most of the time I have a guest or multiple guests, and we talk about Disneyland, we talk about Universal, we talk about the theme parks, HHN, and so much more. So definitely stay tuned for that. And then, like I was saying earlier on the live stream, for everyone that's watching, if you want to show your support, since I am monetized on YouTube, during any live stream, including this one, you can send super chats and super stickers. So just so you guys know, I also have a membership up on the channel as well, so definitely go check that out. I have 2 videos that were public on the channel before, but now that are exclusive only for members. So definitely go check out the channel membership. But I want to talk about what we're going to be doing tonight and then tomorrow. Obviously, tomorrow's going to be the big one. Tonight, I'm actually meeting George from Citrus Coast Central. We're going to be going to have dinner at some high-end tavern restaurant at the Grand Californian. Can't wait to try that. I've been looking at their menu all week. Been dying to try it. Can't wait to try it, actually. It's going to be really good. I think it's like Craftsman Lounge or something like that. So I'm definitely going to go check that out, and I'm pretty damn sure I'm going to love it. Tomorrow, and you're probably going to think I'm a nutcase, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm waking up at like 2 in the morning, because I'm used to doing that anyway, waking up super early for work. And I'm going to be heading to the park. I'm going to be walking, because I'm only about maybe less than a mile away from the park. I'm staying at a neighboring hotel nearby. You know, I would love to stay at the Grand Californian or one of the Disney hotels, but it's just too expensive. I can't justify paying that price. It's insane. It's just craziness. So I'm gonna wake up at 2 in the morning tomorrow morning, and I'm gonna be heading here to Disneyland on foot by 3 a.m., maybe 3:30 tops, and get here no later than 4 and be waiting at security to get in. Because I can imagine a lot of people are going to do that. Because I'll tell you what, perfect example, I was staying at the Hilton Hotel at Universal Studios Hollywood, and it was the night before, I kid you not, it was the night before Super Nintendo World was open, grand opening day. They had all sorts of TV cameras, news cameras, content creators up to you-know-what, with content creators that are, look at this. Look at this. We have some Disney ducks hanging out with us. This is pretty cool. Look at this. Obviously, I don't want to get too close because I don't want to be pecked in the leg, but that's pretty cool. I've always seen these on like TikTok videos and stuff, but that's pretty cool that they're walking around. Man, that's so cool. But anyway, I was staying at the Hilton, and the morning of, I just had a weird feeling. I had a weird feeling that basically, people are gonna be lining up for Super Nintendo World. So I woke up at I'm not even joking about this. I woke up at 1 a.m. I don't know if they get the same treatment, Jacob. I really don't know, but I would hope so. But I woke up at 1 a.m. and by 2 a.m. I was like fully dressed, showered, ready to go. I walked downstairs because the Hilton is literally not even 50 yards from the front gate. So I walked there, and who do I see? I see JP Land. I see I met, that's funny, because I met Tommy there. And that's how me and Tommy kind of became really close friends, collaborators, and the whole 9 yards. Then I saw other content creators there, like JS Land, so many others. And they were there, some of them were there at like 2 in the morning. I'm like, oh my God. And we literally waited from 2 a.m. to, it was like 8 or 7. And we got into the park. They held us in multiple different areas. And as soon as we walked downstairs to the lower lot where the entrance to Super Nintendo World's on the lower lot at Universal Hollywood. I kid you not. We walked there, and then there's like, I don't know, probably like 10, 15 news stations just surrounding the whole area. Big cameras, big lights, the whole shebang. Then I see all these content creators. I see Mondo off in the distance, and they do the little ceremony, and then they shoot off like a little pyro. I don't know if it was exactly pyro, but it was something similar. And it was crazy because everyone started bolting through the tunnel, the entrance tunnel. Then when we got inside, every single team member that was part of Super Nintendo World was there in formation to welcome us. It was one of the magical moments I remember. It was awesome. So I'm wondering, with what's happening tomorrow with the Walt Disney A Magical Life show, I wonder if we're going to see executives right in front of the Main Street Opera House, like Bob Iger, Josh D'Amaro, and so many others, maybe Bob Gurr, and so many others. I'm pretty excited. I'm not going to lie about that. And it sounded like from a post, I don't know who posted it, but someone posted that basically if you get there early enough and you're one of the very first people to see the show, you get like a commemorative pin, coin, ticket. I don't know what it is, but it sounds pretty interesting. So I'll try to get that if I can. But we're gonna walk inside the Emporium right now. Let's take a look. Look at this. Remember how I was telling you guys at the very beginning that these keys, people were buying 5, 10, 15 at a time? Well, look at now, they're fully in stock now. The craze is over, which is insane. Here's this bag here, pretty cool. But what I'm more interested in, above anything else, they have some pins that just came out. I want to check that out. I want to see these pins because they look pretty awesome. And obviously they're behind the counter, so I'll have to see if I can zoom in on one of them. But actually they have this display case here. Let's see if we can see them here. And it looks like they have some of them here. That's pretty cool. They have Mickey Mouse. That's pretty awesome. These are limited edition too. Wow. Jungle Cruise. Wow. Very cool stuff. And then I'm gonna see if they have the Magic Band here. That Magic Key Disneyland 70th, the one I tried to grab the first time and couldn't get. I'm gonna see if they have it. Let's see. Let's check it out. I'm gonna go over here. It's pretty full in the Emporium. It's kind of crazy. I think they took it out because I don't see it anywhere, unless they moved it. Let me see. Excuse me, guys. Yeah. Did you guys move? Oh, never mind. I see it on the wall. No, you're good. No. I see it. Thank you so much. All right. So they moved it. They don't have the rack anymore. So I don't know if I see it here. I think it's like a hit or a miss now, because I don't see it anywhere. There's the one I'm wearing right here. I like that one. The partner statue. Well, one of the partner statues in DCA. But I don't see it. Man, that sucks. I was really hoping to get it, but I don't see it at all. Damn. Oh well. Yeah, I don't see it. Well, that's kind of horrible, but happens. But we're gonna leave the Emporium. We're gonna go across the street to the museum, which I love doing. If there's one area in the park I love just to kind of go check out and kind of relax, and it's the museum. It's Walt's museum. And it's not really Walt's museum, but it's a museum with collectible art that's very exclusive. And what I mean by very exclusive, I'm talking about, like, for example, they have like Walt Disney's first paycheck, or one of his first paychecks. They have that, and it's signed to Walt Disney. And they have another framed picture. Yeah, the apartment's still there above the firehouse. Yeah, it's still there. You could take tours through the apartment. It's the guided tours, and you can do it. Oh, look at this. So this is interesting. They're letting Club 33 go into the magical life show. That's pretty interesting. So only Club 33 members are checking it out. Pretty interesting. Huh. So I guess Club 33 members get a crack at it. Interesting. But then again, they do pay a lot of money to be a Club 33 member, so I can see why. But crazy. But we're gonna go into Disneyland here. We're gonna go check it out. Let's see what they got in here. This is pretty cool right here. I like this. This is all Magic Key stuff. You got the Magic Key shirt, little lounge fly. Got some very cool pens, 20 bucks. Not bad, not bad. I love this big sign. This big sign's pretty awesome. Marquee sign from back in the day. Very old school. I love that. And then they have this plaque here. Grand opening 1955. And then it's the Small World boat ride, which is pretty cool. And then they have this roped off. I'm sure it's something to do with Club 33, so can't go in there yet. That's pretty cool. I haven't seen this yet. That's a pretty cool figure. How much is that? 200? That's not bad. And this is pretty cool. This is coming tomorrow. Oh, this is what it looks like right here. That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. I like that. Oh, look at. There's the coin right there. Oh my God. The platinum plated limited edition Disneyland 70th coin. Man. So this is what it looks like right here. That is pretty awesome, guys. Wow. Look at this. I gotta take a picture, or I gotta take a look at this. I'm just waiting until the couple guests are done looking at it, but you can, here's this plaque here that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool to hang in your room somewhere. Got some exclusive pins for pin trading, which is pretty awesome. Looks like they left, so let's take a look at it real quick. This is pretty cool. So this is going for $28,000. It could be yours, but look at this. This is completely framed. Whoa. This is the Disney. It says Disneyland. To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land. Wow. This is insane. And there's a whole plaque too. Like, there's a whole picture that you can hang on the wall. Let me step back so you guys can see the perspective how big this thing is. This is crazy. $28,000 though. That's a hefty price tag, but if you're an ultimate Disney fan, you can get it. Might take you a bank loan, but you could get it. That's pretty cool, this keychain. And then you have this little tray here. Oh, look at, here's the Funko Pop. The Mickey and the Walt fire engine. I've been waiting for this to come back, so I might have to pick that up. Pretty cool. And then they have the mug. I love the mug. The mug's awesome. I love that jacket too. I love this shirt. This shirt's pretty awesome by far. I like this picture right here. This is pretty nostalgic to me. Pretty nostalgic. Oh, they have a miniature version of that big giant picture we saw for 28 grand that's framed. You can get your own mini one, and I think these are going for $6.99 each, so you can get yours today. Very cool. They have a Stitch shirt. They still have a lot of the Disneyland 70th collection, which is pretty cool. They have this shot glass collection. Feature the 70th. They got Tomorrowland, New Orleans, Fantasyland, and Adventureland. That's pretty cool. I like this. How much is this going for? So it's going for $34.99. Not bad. Not bad, guys. Oh, look at this. Autopia. $129. This is pretty cool right here. A metal sign. $49.99. Wow. Insane, guys. Insane. I like this right here. That's framed. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, guys. Wow. And then, like I said, they have this area roped off, probably to prepare for tomorrow, if I had to guess, because it's going to be an absolute madhouse tomorrow. But they're taking down some of the pictures, as you can see. But there's that picture I was talking about. That's one of them that's like super expensive. But if you're a Walt fan, you can easily get it. I wonder if they're going to have a line queue in here. It makes me wonder, because they took down most of the pictures, so I'm kind of wondering what they're doing. But if you look off on the wall over there, they have all 4 of those Walt pictures that are super expensive. But it looks like they're preparing this area for maybe a standby for the virtual queue system for tomorrow for the Walt animatronics. So definitely going to be very, very interesting on that. But that is where we're at, and I have to tell you guys, I'm super excited for tomorrow. I can't even tell you how excited I am right now for the Walt animatronic, for not just the Walt animatronic, not just for the Richard Sherman song that's playing in the Main Street Theater, like a little clip, and then also on the Small World ride. But I'm excited to see a lot of great friends that I made when we came here in May for the kickoff of the Disneyland 70th. Go through this one right here, and it was pretty remarkable. Many of the great friends I met was Offhand Disney. Bricky, of course. Bricky is so awesome just to talk to hang around with, and he made a video the other night. I think it debuted last night or the night before, and there was some issues that he had in Walt Disney World filming some stuff. He didn't get the views he thought he was going to get, but with the comments that came with those videos and the comments that came from the video that he made when he got back to Southern California from the Walt Disney World trip, I texted him on Instagram, and I posted a comment on that video. I said, Bricky, let me be clear on something. You are a great inspiration to all of us smaller YouTube channels, and even some of the bigger ones. You bring a whole new perspective on Disneyland, and you bring the history back into focus. Much of the history of Disneyland and Walt and so many other things that nowadays are extinct, that many people don't focus on anymore. And Bricky is one of those content creators that does that. And I love that about him. So when I hung out with them in OG 55 George the Italiano, Wizard. It was great just hanging out with them. We had dinner at the Plaza Inn with them. It was absolutely amazing. Yeah, that coin looked very awesome. I don't know, I have to restrain myself, but that coin did look awesome. But right now we're heading into downtown Disney. I'm going to show some updates that are going on, and then I'm going to end the live stream because I want to do maybe some rides. I got to check on the reservation for tonight at the Grand Californian, and then I'm just gonna hang out until George shows up. He should be here probably around 7 or 8 o'clock. I'm not sure, but yeah. It's just so going back. I told Bricky, don't give up, keep going, and even he said in his own video that he's going to keep going because all the fantastic comments he got, encouraging him to keep going, is just absolutely incredible. So Bricky is an amazing friend, amazing person. I can always ask him a question. He usually gets back to me very quickly, so that's pretty awesome because I know he has a busy, hectic schedule as it is. And you know, I met so many others: Adam the Woo, Magic Journeys, Provo Pass, just so many others. It was a magical magical weekend when the Disneyland 70th kicked off. It was awesome. Also, talking about Bricky for a second, you know what's funny? George's first live stream at Disneyland, Bricky saw him because they all came over. Like all the YouTubers came over and we just hung out on Main Street by towards the partner statue. We were all just hanging there. And I have to tell you guys right off the bat that Bricky saw George and he grabbed his camera and took over Citrico Central for the very first live stream. I love telling that story. That story is freaking awesome. And it's funny because George cracks up every time I tell it. It's just one of those magical moments that you don't think would ever happen, but it happens anyway. It was great. So Bricky, if you're watching this, or any friends of Bricky, or any YouTubers I met for the Disneyland 70th kickoff event, hands off to you guys. I'm so glad to be your friend. I'm so glad to be a content creator that collabs with you guys. It's amazing. It's amazing. And you know, speaking of George from Citrico Central and Orange Grove 55, what great friends I have. Man, I can't believe that I would ever meet these two guys that really encouraged me as a small YouTube channel just to keep going. They've been on the channel, on the live streams, everything, so many times. I lost count. That's how many times. And it was absolutely incredible. And I'm actually going to be hanging out, like I said, with George tonight and OG tomorrow. And I cannot wait. Because, like I said, when OG met me the very first time in person back in May, he couldn't even believe how tall I was. He was like, I mean this in the utmost respectful way, but he was like a deer in headlights. He didn't know what to say. He's like, oh my God, I didn't realize you're that tall. And I'm like, yeah, I'm that tall. And then we started cracking jokes, of course. We're all like, why do you think my parents keep me around? Why do you think they call me all the time? So I can reach stuff that they can't reach? Go figure, right? I live out on my own. I've lived out on my own for a couple years now. And they still call me to come over and help them. And I don't mind helping them. I love my parents so much. They've been an awesome support to me. And if you still have your parents, make sure to give them a call once in a while. Make sure to text them. Probably better to call them. And if you live close to them, go hang out with them for a day. Take them out to lunch. Spend some time with them. Because they're not going to be here forever. And once they're gone, they're gone. So that's just something I suggest. Because I love hanging out with my dad. My dad's awesome. He could be a pain in the butt, but I still love him. Even though he drives me nuts with his garage, because he has about 500 hammers and God knows what else, but I still love him. So if you still have your parents, definitely go hang out with them once in a while. Give them a call, because it definitely will tear you apart a little bit once they're gone. But right now we're walking next to Blacktap and Ballast Point. Ballast Point is one of my favorite haunts. I love going to Ballast Point, getting some appetizers, getting some. I think I forgot what I got because it's been a while, but I get their fish and chips, which is really good. I'm a huge sucker for fish and chips. So if you haven't been to the Ballast Point, definitely go check that out. But as we're walking towards the brand new restaurants that are supposed to be built in downtown Disney across the way from Splitsville, which is a bowling alley / kind of bar entertainment restaurant. And then we got Jazz Kitchen off to my left over here. This is what the former Tortilla Joe's looks like. It's completely level to the ground. All that remains is an elevator shaft. Crazy. But there's supposed to be 2 new restaurants coming to this area. One of them is barbecue, Pearl's roadside barbecue, which I'm super excited for. I'm not 100% a barbecue fan. I love barbecue, but I would not go run for barbecue. But I love barbecue, so. But the other one I'm dying to try. This is the one I'm dying to try because I do love an awesome steak. Is Arthur and Sons Steakhouse in Bourbon. That right there, I am dying to try because I love great food. Yeah, it's expensive, but I love great food. So, definitely one of those restaurants I'm dying to try. And then as we're walking toward, you know what? Let me show you what the Arthur and Sons restaurant looks like. So this looks totally modern. Just real quick. This is what it's supposed to look like. Man, that looks like a great restaurant. It looks small though. So that means reservations are going to be an absolute nightmare to probably get into, but I'm still dying to try it. But as we're walking towards Legoland, they have some construction fences up. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if they're updating something, adding something, taking away something, but I'm not sure what's going on here. But let's take a look real quick so you guys can see it. See that construction fence? I don't know what's going on there. I'm not 100% sure on why they fenced it off, but if anyone knows, let me know. Let me know in the comments. But right now we're heading towards the Disneyland Hotel, and I want to see what the former ESPN Zone building looks like, and what also the brand new and hopefully final home of Earl Sandwich is going to be, because this is going to be the 3rd spot that Earl Sandwich has been at in downtown Disney. So it really makes me wonder if this really is going to be the final spot, because they're building the Earl Sandwich. You know, it's not a temporary location; it's a permanent location. So hopefully it lasts and it doesn't go somewhere else, which is crazy. But right now we're going to check out the former ESPN Zone building real quick before we go over to the other side and check out the Earl Sandwich construction. So let me flip the camera one more time, guys. So this is currently what the old former ESPN Zone building looks like. Obviously the statues are the little statues are gone. And then right where this window is, they used to have a big Jumbotron here. I had one of my birthday parties here. Like, usually I would eat at the Rainforest Cafe, which is the Star Wars trading post now. But it was Rainforest Cafe, and I loved eating here when I was younger for my birthday. But as you can see, that Jumbotron is removed. Big glass windows have been installed. And this is supposed to be a Lemon, and it's kind of like a clothing store. But I don't think this whole building is going to be one store. It's going to be multiple stores. So it's definitely going to be very, very interesting to me to see what else is coming to that area. So we'll just have to wait and see. Um, they have like a cookie truck over here that Kathy's Cookies. I don't know what that's all about, but it looks delicious. It smells delicious too. And then we're gonna. Here's Din Tai Fung. I haven't eaten here yet because it's harder than hell to get a reservation, especially when I'm here. But one of these years I'll eat there. I've eaten at the original location, but I haven't eaten here yet. So we'll see what happens. But I'll definitely have to try it. But one of the videos, I don't know if it was really a video, but Tommy Toon World, a great collaborator of the channel. Last time, so when we were here for the when we were here for the Disneyland 70th kickoff event, we decided to check out the Great Maple at Pixar Pals hotel. And I have to tell you, the Great Maple was so good. I didn't think I was gonna like it because it was basically, based around bacon, but oh my lord, it was so good. I highly recommend it. The staff was amazing, so friendly, and we had to try it. We had their original bacon glazed donuts. Dude, 5 out of 5 fires. It was good. It was delicious. They were filling too. It was crazy. But I know it's kind of loud here, but they have a band playing in the little grassy area here, so that's what's going on. That's what that noise is. But before we go, let's check up on the Earl Sandwich construction, which is right in front of me. We're going to check up on the permanent spot for Nectar Life, which is one of the new locations going to what David from Fresh Bake called during construction the Best Buy looking building. And we're also going to walk into the Avengers store down here in downtown Disney before we end tonight's live stream. But let's check it out real quick. So this is currently what the Earl Sandwich location looks like. I think it's going to be a 3-story building. But I have to tell you guys, it is behind scrim, so they are probably going to be adding drywall pretty soon and stucco, so I cannot wait for that. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait to eat here. But as we walk over here, and they don't have an opening date for Earl Sandwich yet. So as soon as they do, I'll post it online, or someone will post it and I'll repost it. But Nectar Life is now going to be the newest location for the Best Buy building, as David from Fresh Bake calls it. And then as I look over to the right here, I don't know, because you got that store right there, but then you got another double door. So this makes me wonder if this is going to be another spot. What it's going to be, I have no idea. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I think another location's going over here. I just don't know what it is, but I don't think Nectar Life is going to take up this whole, because there's another door. Let me show you guys real quick. So this door right here, because you got the Nectar Life store, there's a door right here, but as we look over here, there's another double door with some pretty good real estate right there. So it makes me wonder what's going to come in this other spot, because obviously you have a marquee spot for another sign for another store. So it really makes me wonder what's coming in that spot. So we'll just have to wait and see and keep our eyes peeled. Obviously people are going to post permits online, and one friend in particular that I've said multiple times, I call him the GOAT. He's the absolute goat when it comes to permits. So definitely check out Theme Park Wizard for the latest permits around the theme parks. Store. Look at this Doctor Doom helmet. Look at that. That thing is awesome. It's going for $139 right now, but that thing's awesome. And you can actually wear it. I don't think I would wear it though. I'd put it on the pedestal. But that thing's pretty awesome. $139. Yeah, I like these busts of Iron Man, Daredevil. Pretty cool. And you got Star-Lord right there. The dynamic. Wow. Unbelievable, guys. I love coming in here. I love this right here. I love this Iron Man statue. This thing's pretty cool. I think his chest lights up too. Pretty awesome. Oh, look at, they have the helmet back in. Tommy's been wanting this damn thing for quite some time. Whoa, I might have to call Tommy on this because he's been wanting that helmet for a long time. But I like this right here. I think this lights up. This is Tony Stark's little plaque when he passed away in Avengers Endgame. I think it lights up, but it's going for $99.99. Very cool stuff, guys. But like I said, I love coming in here. I love coming in here. It's freaking awesome. They have some exclusive art here, pretty cool. But and then they got the shield, Captain America's shield, that's torn in half. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Got some old classic toys. I love the toys. Very nostalgic. But this store is pretty awesome though. And that's what it looks like right there in person. $400. That's what we got. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But that is going to be it for this